This is my second time trying to film this Captain Marvel shit. And I swear to God, it's giving me a headache. Basically, I'm not making it long. The last one got to about 20 minutes and something. This one, I'm just making about 10 minutes. Short and sweet. Good things that I liked straight off. And this, spoiler warning, I am going into spoilers for this movie. Out of 5, I'll give it a 2.5 or a 3. I'll give it a 3 overall. If you go watch it now, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Because I believe this movie has next to no rewatch value. Like, you'll never watch it again. You'll watch it once and you'll enjoy it. You'll be surprised. But you won't watch it again because the movie doesn't really serve any purpose in a rewatch value. So that's what kind of lowers it to the 2.5. But it is 3. It is entertaining. You will have a good time. Going on, what I did like, Samuel L. Jackson in this movie is fantastic. He's witty. I liked his younger self. I like the transition into S.H.I.E.L.D. I like all the stuff he does. He's just a brilliant freaking actor. Nick Fury is a brilliant character, and he plays in with Brie Larson. They actually play off each other well. Quickly, Goose the Cat. Goose the Cat is the MVP of this fucking movie. Goose the Cat plays well off anyone, and I can't remember what they pronounce what the cat actually is. As I said, spoiler warning, the cat swallows the fucking Tesseract. Any cat that can swallow an Infinity Gem. Fuck! It's awesome! What else? I like the Skrulls in the movie. I like the Skrull dynamic in it. Good bad thing. This is a good and bad thing. It goes each way. I'm leaning more towards bad. There's a huge cliffhanger in the movie. All of a sudden you discover the Skrulls are the good guys. Technically, I mean, the movie wants you to believe they're the good guys, and they want you to believe that the Kree are the bad guys. Me, type of person that studied like war and philosophy, I don't see it that way. But it's what they're going for, because the Skrull are the refugees, so they must be the good guys, and the Kree must be the fucking bad guys, because shit. It's a stupid cliffhanger. It's an obvious cliffhanger. You'll figure it out like the first 20 minutes of the movie. You just be waiting for it to happen. Brie Larson, you're going to discover, if anyone shits on her saying, oh, she's emotionless or she's not good, I reckon she has the potential to be a good actress, and we're going to see her in future Marvel movies. The thing is, when you say she's emotionless in this movie, right, you're most likely referring to a character is probably being directed by the producers and directors. They're probably telling her, be emotionless, be stoic. Even Jude Law's character in the Kree tell her, bury your emotions. That's something that gets told throughout the whole movie. So it's actually part of her character to act like that. It's just overall, like, when you tell someone Marvel, it's not a sexist thing. It's not a male-female thing. It's like, you think of like Captain America, you think of Iron Man, you think of Thor, you think of the Fantastic Four, or you think of the X-Men, Storm, Phoenix, Professor X. You think of that type of stuff. Ironically, you don't think Captain Marvel when you think Marvel. And in terms of comics, this isn't a comic book series that gets successfully rebooted. It's been rebooted multiple times, and it never does well. It never holds anyone's in. No one cares. No one friggin' cares. It's a sad truth. My personal biased opinion, if I'm being biased, if I had the opportunity to write for Disney or to direct the movie or even reboot the friggin' franchise, I would have had, especially now that they got X-Men bought by Fox into Disney, the two big key players in this entire franchise would be Jean Grey Phoenix and Scarlet Witch. And I would kind of like reboot the franchise. I'm just giving you a heads up now what I'll do. Scarlet Witch has the actual capabilities to create reality, redefine reality. Her powers are chaos in probability. They're insanely powerful. And for example, if you were to come up with the idea that the mutants don't exist right now, but heroes do, you can kind of have the heroes like lose. Thanos just overall wins, everything's going to shit, and Scarlet Witch uses her powers at the Force point. She can actually speak words and change the universe based on the words. In the comics, she said something like "no more mutants," and only a few mutants existed because of a telepath protecting a few of them, but the rest of them got wiped out. What they could have done is just have Scarlet Witch go, "We need more power," and it kind of like combined with like the Infinity Stones and her power merging together like with the Time Gem. All of a sudden, mutants are like born into the franchise. And like you have mutants popping up all over the planet, there's X-Men, there's all of the different factions. All of a sudden there's a bit, you can have the Kree, the Skrulls, the Nova Corps and S.H.I.E.L.D. fighting in space in battle cruisers, and all of a sudden you hear like a bird like squawk and a bright light appear over the moon, and it's just the Phoenix flying. That would have been the way I would have done the fucking franchise, and just been like, you want female power? That's them. That's something that happens in the comics. This movie complete opposite, and this was my big fuck up for the movie. The main thing I was trying to process is like there has to be some overall purpose to what this. If things are restricted, if things are left laying in place for years, and it is in this movie, 6 years is a time space that nothing fucking happens. Everything's just sitting there, random shit's going on. That's what we see. We're trying to fill in the gaps between that. And I never got it because at the time I'm absorbing shit as I'm watching the movie, and they're telling me, the scientist that was leading Carol Danvers and a black female friend was a Kree who was harboring Skrull refugees to find them a new place to live. And I was like, well, how many Skrulls are left? Are they on board the planet? Oh no, this woman stole an Imperial Kree battle cruiser with cloaking capabilities, and it's in orbit above Earth with Skrull aboard it. And I'm just like, okay. So if it got here, it has jump capabilities like all the other ships? Oh yes. What they're looking for is updated jump technology. And I'm like, why up? Like, I know you might want to get further away, but if you have jump capabilities, why the fuck are you still here after 6 years? That's something that happens. When they first get on the laboratory, I was just like, why are the Skrulls still here? Like, the scientists died 6 years ago, and Carol Danvers disappeared 6 fucking years ago. Like, why the fucking Skrulls still here? They should have fucked off. They got an Imperial battle cruiser with jump capabilities and cloaking technology. Why are they fucking still in Earth's orbit? And then it gets worse when because the whole time you're like, they're searching for this updated tech, and it got blew up, and the energy from the tech absorbed into Carol Danvers, and you're like, do they need her powers to pilot the ship? Then you discover the Tesseract is on the fucking battle cruiser / laboratory, and you're like, they have access to the fucking Tesseract as well. And it's like a lot of stupid shit happens in the movie, and I was happy to just learn Carol Danvers is off with the Skrulls for the past 10 years. She's in space with the Skrulls. That's it. No point did she decide, hey, I might want to go home and see my black female friend and her kid, or, go see Fury. No, I'm just going to go into space for 10, 20 fucking years, God knows, because that's the type... It's stupid. Then there's the fact, like, the Tesseract stays on Earth. We know that because the cat swallows it, and the cat is fucking marvelous. I love the cat. But, like, yeah, it's a lot of stupid just moments. You'll get... The best way I can say this is, you're going to get a lot of answers in this movie concerning things you want to know about the Marvel universe. But you're gonna get a lot of questions and plot holes as well. And like I'm still wondering who the artificial intelligence is for the Kree. Like they don't really answer that. They're just like, oh, if you ever stare upon the Kree AI's true form, it will fucking kill you or some shit. I'm like, what? Is it Thanos? Just do that. Just be like, he's manipulating the whole fucking planet. Then all of a sudden we understand. One thing I want to go into before we go, if you're actually wondering why I'm so against this, the Skrulls are the good guys because they're refugees and the Kree are bad guys, because the way you got to look at this, right, is one thing the movie does not explain and doesn't explore at all. And Ronan gets wasted in the movie. I don't know why he's even in the fucking movie. The one thing, I wish that freaking thing would shut up. Is when you're at war, right? Two forces go to war. So, Kree, Skrulls. And when they went to war, initially, this is just me making the assumption, because we don't know anything about it. The movie doesn't explain shit. There were two forces. And they collided. And blood on both sides. Both sides technically evil. There's really no way to tell who's the good and bad guy. The problem in this situation is that very early on in the war, the Kree got the upper hand and blew up the Skrulls' home planet. They took a massive hit. So, essentially, what's happening in present day is that the Kree are just mopping up what's left over. The Skrulls have become refugees on border planets, barely surviving, and on those border planets that are part of the Kree Dominion, the Kree are going out and wiping out what's left over of a species. And I'm just like, morally it's wrong, because they aren't warriors. They just want to, fucking live in peace. But at the same time, you went to war, you lost. Don't sit here and try to make me feel like sorry for the Skrulls. You went to war and lost. Like, fuck, it was your own fault in the beginning. You went to war. I mean, if they give us some backstory and tell us like the Kree started the fucking war, like they started it all, and that the Skrulls were just defending themselves, yeah. But it's like the movie tries to be very serious and try to give you more, but it just can't deliver. That's why, I reckon, a lot of people, honestly, if you're going just to see fucking photon blast shoot out of a girl's fucking hands, that's not what makes a good movie, man. That's why I said Black Panther, and this is how I'm ending it. Black Panther didn't deserve a nomination for an Oscar. And that's got nothing to do with black or white people. Here, take this into consideration, right? Killmonger is actually royalty by blood. T'Challa's father, his brother, so technically T'Challa's father is Killmonger's uncle. So Killmonger can technically challenge T'Challa for the throne. He just has to get back into... There's no point of him going to the museum or dealing with Claw or dealing with anyone. At some point early in the movie, he could have just walked out of the waterfall and said, "Oi, how you doing, cousin? I challenge you." And he would have had to accept it. And if he whooped his ass, he's got the throne. The Black Panther movie has one of the dumbest plots in the Marvel franchise. And yet people are like, oh, because it's representing black people, it deserves an Oscar. And I'm like, for the same reason, Captain Marvel does not deserve a nomination just because it's showing strong female representation, because its plot is all over the place. Okay? So, yeah, 2.5 to a 3 out of 5. Best I can give it.